6 million tons of stone. Stacked by hand. No cranes touched it. No iron ever cut it. And the whole structure is so precise, it misses true north by less than 4 minutes of arc. An error smaller than the width of your thumbnail, held up to the horizon. 4,500 years later, it hasn't moved an inch. Stand here long enough, and you join a line of people 24 centuries deep, all asking the same question. Herodotus asked it, wandering these stones in sandals. Napoleon's engineers asked it, with theodolites and torches. Now, a new generation asks it with cosmic ray sensors that can see through solid rock. How do you build this without the wheel, without iron? And a colder question underneath it. What is still hiding in there? But the biggest mystery wasn't outside the pyramid. Crawl through the ascending passage and the walls close in around your shoulders. Then, without warning, they fall away into a gallery that climbs 26 feet above your head. Beyond it, a chamber built for a king and a sarcophagus built to hold his body. It's empty. It has always been empty. Nobody has ever found Khufu. Every stone here has a passport. Local limestone came from a quarry a few hundred meters south. The bright white casing stone, the skin that once made this pyramid shine like a mirror, was ferried across the Nile from Tura. And the granite in the king's chamber, blocks weighing up to 80 tons, traveled 500 miles from Aswan. But that's only half the story. Here's what changed everything. In 2024, scientists confirmed a branch of the Nile once ran right past this plateau. 64 kilometers of water, gone now, buried under sand and time. 4. The river wasn't nearby. The river was the plan. For 100 years, the story was chains, whips, men dying under the sun for a king who never lifted a finger. Hollywood sold you that story. So did centuries of scripture. The sand told archaeologists something else. In 1990, a tourist's horse stumbled and a wall gave way, and behind it, a cemetery. Not for royalty, for laborers. They're buried close enough to the pyramid to reach out and touch it. Bread and beer were left with them for the next life, the kind of honor no slave in Egypt would ever receive. A short walk away, an entire town, bakeries, medical care, housing for 10,000 people, fed 21 cattle and 23 sheep every single day, working in rotating shifts. Imagine that. A functioning city built just to feed the people building something bigger than any of them. This is where the experts stop agreeing. Everyone accepts that ramps moved the stone. Nobody agrees on what those ramps looked like. A single straight ramp would have needed more material than the pyramid itself, abandoned decades ago as physically absurd. An internal spiral ramp is elegant, hidden, almost poetic, but there's no hard proof it ever existed. This year, one researcher proposed something stranger still. 4 ramps spiraling the structure at once, recycled into the walls as the work finished. Do the math and the mystery gets heavier. 1 block placed, on average, every 3 minutes, for 20 years, without stopping. Look up. The 3 pyramids sit on the ground exactly as the 3 stars of Orion's belt sit in the sky. Narrow shafts inside the pyramid point directly at Orion, and at Sirius, stars the ancient Egyptians tied to rebirth, to Osiris, to the soul's journey after death. But how they aimed with such precision, 4,500 years before GPS, is still argued over in journals today. One Harvard researcher points to the autumnal equinox. Others insist on the simultaneous transit of 2 circumpolar stars. Neither side has won. Not every claim survives contact with evidence. In 2025, an Italian team announced radar had found a vast city buried beneath the plateau, over half a mile down. Geophysicists worldwide pushed back immediately. The technology they used simply cannot see that deep, and the work has never passed peer review. Mystery sells tickets. Proof is a harder thing to manufacture, and some mysteries are still being written right now. In late 2025, Egyptologist Zahi Hawass announced that scanning had found a corridor, nearly 100 feet long, buried inside the Great Pyramid, a space no human has entered in 4,500 years. Machines small enough to fit where people can't have already gone in. Hawass says the corridor ends at a door. What's on the other side of it? He refuses to say. A full report is promised before the world sees it in 2026. It isn't only Khufu's tomb still changing shape. In April 2026, scientists confirmed 2 hidden voids behind Menkaure's eastern wall, long suspected evidence of a second entrance. A Harvard Egyptologist, watching from outside the project, put it simply, "We still have more to learn about the pyramids at Giza." The Great Pyramid was built to outlast everyone who ever doubted it. It has. We know now that its builders weren't slaves, but citizens, fed and honored. We know the river that carried its stones has vanished from every map but the ground itself. We know the builders looked up before they built down. What we still don't know is what's behind that door. Maybe that's the real secret the Great Pyramid has kept all along. Not that it hides something in the dark, but that after 4,500 years, it's still teaching us exactly how much patience the truth requires.